back tires.
I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Let's see how. Probably needs to come over just a little bit.
All right, we're discovering a few things on this Bradenton Chevy 3500 dually right here. It's got these semi-truck aluminum Alcoa looking wheels with some awesome, super scary Prius destroying spikes on them. And the problem that I'm having is that due to the offset of the wheels back here, I can't get this thing on the rack. See how we're gonna start running into that bit of structure right there? Now come over here to the left rear. The situation is a little more profound because we're not exactly centered. See that? We're just going to take these wheels off before we bring the truck up on the ramp. Let's go ahead and shut this thing down. We're over here wasting diesel. Power down. Yeah, we're just going to take the wheels off and then bring it on the rack. That's how we're going to have to do this. Hello everybody. Good day to you guys. I am remarkably tired. I'm trying to get trying to get this truck on the rack, but it's a super wide, huge rear-ended dually with some Bradenton wheels on it, and wouldn't you know it, the third car I've tried to put on this lift, this thing is too wide to fit between these two posts. So we're on the parking lot taking the wheels off of the rears. It's got two on each side in the rear. We're trying to take it down to one and do the inside singles. That way we can clear the post to bring it on the rack, and then we can lift it up and actually work on it. So I'm like about 2 hours into servicing this vehicle, and I've yet to even bring it into the shop. So we're at the point now where I can bring it in. Stay tuned. This is going to be a really good video. Yeah, this poses an interesting situation here for the sake of vanity. I'm trying to figure out how to get these guys off the rear duals back there, and we can't fit a tool in there to get these off. I just don't have sockets this big and this deep. So what do we do when we don't have a tool? We make one by destroying other tools. So let's go fire up the welder and make some kind of a socket to get these plastic caps off of that Bradenton back there. So here's what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is I'm not really thinking, because I agree to do things when I shouldn't. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna use this socket here as a sacrificial socket. This is a like a floating hub wheel bearing retainer plate remover socket. You don't really need these. You can take the things off with a like a punch and a hammer, or a screwdriver even. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna set that guy in there just like so, and we're gonna line these little plates up right here on these flats and then weld them on, and that will create an extension for this socket so I can go in and take these lug nuts off. So let's ruin this socket by welding stuff to it. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get that welding cart rolling. Flip her around right here. That ought to do her. Beautimus. Safety. So naturally the primary goal of this operation here is going to be to remove these lug nut cap things without melting the fragile plastic. It puts on a show and looks all huge and scary, but it's actually inside feeble and weak. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this thing set up here. Let's just go ahead and ground out the vise. There we go. Okay, let's turn on the on switch here and get the background music going. There we go. So what I'm thinking, we can get one of these here and one of these here, and as long as they're spaced, gravity, as long as they're spaced properly to engage these flats, then this should be sufficient, and it even looks like it's going to measure out fairly well. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to set that one right there like that. We'll hold it and buzz it and then get the other side. You're gonna go right there like so. I'm liking that. Oh, hit you guys in the face. Right about like there. Safety squints, gentlemen's. Ow! It's in my shoe. Oh, it melted through my shoe. You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? Apparently I'm welding dissimilar metals here. One of these metals is not like the other. They do not want to weld themselves together. That looks probably pretty good. If it doesn't work, we'll just bash it with a hammer until it starts to work. I mean, we're not making rockets here, guys. We're just trying to take off some plastic nuts. Yeah, that ain't going nowhere. Beautiful. Hot? Kinda. It's a little warm inside. Kind of fuzzy and warmish. So here's where the tolerances are gonna get critical. These are super critical. I think I like it right there. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Just burn myself one more time. Oh! Not good enough. Do that one more time. Still not good enough. There we go. Almost. Oops. A little aggressive gravity on that one. There we go. That's on the flat. And the other one's on the flat. That's probably gonna be able to take those sockets off. Let's make it semi-permanent-ish. Give it a rotate on its axis. All right, that ought to do it. Oh, the heating has warped this a little bit. No worries, I can warp it back. Okay, we now have a socket that will be sufficient to remove our plastic nut caps. Power the welder down. Yeah, we're a little warm here. Got some glass cream around. Goodbye, heat. Now it's shiny. There we go. There we go, now we have the proper dangly bit. Well, it might not look like much, but it'll get into the hard to reach places and do what you need it to do. I hope, because if not, I just wasted 20 minutes over here welding on a piece of junk old socket. Let's give her the, uh-oh, my ratchet just died. Man, I've had this ratchet 20-something years. Oh no. Oh no, it's gone. Why is it that all of my tools that I bought 20 years ago on tool truck credit that I paid too much money for are starting to break? What is this? They just don't make stuff like they used to, I'll tell you what. Unbelievable. All right, 45th time is a charm, right? Let's see. Oh wait, hey, sorry y'all, that wasn't a reference to anything. I just said 45. Okay. Yeah, look at that. It turned. We got, oh, you didn't see that. Got it though. It's working. Good, now we can get these stupid covers off of here. Ugly things. Scaring people. With your sharp, pointy fender gougers. So nasty. come off. Are you broken on there? They're threaded, yeah. Yeah, plastic threads on those big old studs. There's like semi-truck adapters on this thing. These are not normal wheels and tires on this unit. Not even close. There we go, last one's coming out of there. Now, and there we go, the little cap thing's off of there. So we have access to the actual lug nuts now. Cool. Okay, so we backed it off the ramp a little bit so we can disassemble these rear wheels. We're gonna take the wheels off, that way we can put it on the ramp so we can take the wheels off. So I'm gonna jack up one side at a time here and get these outboards removed. There we go. So what are we gonna find out next? The gun doesn't fit in there or something? Yeah, it's gonna be a long day, no doubt. Oh, sorry guys, loud noises to the headphone people. I didn't give you fair warning this time, sorry. Okay. Is this gonna come off of here now, or how are we doing this? Oh, yeah. Pry bar. Yeah, pry bar, nothing. How about a pry 2x4? Yeah, that might do it. Uh-huh. Need some proper leverages here. Whoa, tripping, falling, can't get up. Okay. There we go. Wow. I do not charge enough money. Need to charge more money for this kind of stuff. I'll tell you what, let's mess with that when we get this thing on the rack. So I'm gonna put a couple lug nuts back on. There. Now we can drive it up. Let's do the other side real quick, like. That one's on there. 2x4 pry bar. Come here. Wow. Okay. It's making me sweat, my own sweat. Yeah, it's on there. Woody. Coming down. All right, now that's a good look. That's much more better than that weird dually configuration they had. We should just put this single rear wheel steelies. It looks like one of those trucks that drives down the railroad tracks. Like one of those CSX service trucks. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna need a bigger lift.
This thing barely fits.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna need a bigger lift. Guess I underestimated my purchase decisions. Yeah, we barely fit up here. I can move it up to about there and set the wheels up on the stop, but I don't think I need to go that far. Got enough back here to get the jack under it. Wow. Yeah, this is a behemoth vehicle, and if it had to stay the night, pull the trailer hitch out, it'll fit. Barely. Okay, so would you guys believe we're actually doing all this for a tire repair? Not kidding. That one's leaking. Let's run this thing up. Let's hope I have enough hydraulic here to get this thing up in the air. It's a monstrous heavy truck. I wonder though, see this thing's pretty big and out there. It's just a GMC Sierra Duramax 3500 dually crew cab long bed. It's the same configuration as my truck, so I'm wondering if my truck weighs more than this one or if this one weighs more than mine. I think mine as it sits weighs like 9,300 pounds curb weight. That's with fuel, fluids, and one occupant accounting for 200 pounds. So I gotta wonder if this one's at the 9,000 mark or more. That's probably good. Set around the locks right here. Coming down. 4 clickages on the locks, good to go. So let's try to find that hole in the tire. That's not it. Okay, around here on the back side, my guy says that the right rear is the tire that has the leaker. It's got the puncture in it, so we need to get this right rear off of here. I think I'm gonna have to space this. Yeah, I need to lift these by the what you calls them. I'll tell you what, watch this. Here's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna be super duper safe. I don't want to use the pads because if I put the pads on those bolts, it's gonna tear up my pads, and I don't want to tear up my pads. I like my pads, so I'm just gonna leave those alone. I'm gonna try to just put these extensions over these bolts and lift it through the bolts. I think that would be super slick if it'll work. There we go. So these jacks here, these are air over hydraulic. They use air to run the little pump. See that? Caption. That's what we like. Nice smooth entry. Good insertion. Let's make sure we can get it centered properly so it bottoms out fully. That's good. That one's looking good. Maximum depth, not death. Let's hammer it home. Oh goody. Now let's figure out how to get this other wheel off. Hey, somebody call the Bendin with Bendin YouTube channel. I need advice on how to get these wheels off. I'm gonna need his purse. I don't think I have a big enough linear impact driver here. I need Bendin's specialty tools for this operation. But before I go full on tire guy and ask the master techs how to take the wheels off, let's try the plywood pry bar one more time here. I'll put one lug nut on just so this thing can't fly off and kill me. Okay. We have problem. Yeah, that's not working. So I think I've got an idea here. Check this out. So I got a brake caliper depressor here. We're gonna put this thing in between the leaf spring and the tire, and we're gonna push this business out using the ratcheting mechanism of the tool. This is not the appropriate use of this tool, but this might give me enough force to pop this tire and wheel assembly off. It's either gonna work or it's not. Well, you do have some good pressure pointing outwards. As long as I'm not ruining my tool, I think we're good. Yeah. Come on. That's a lot going on right there. I'm starting to bend my tool. Look at that. It's flexing. All right, let's hit it with a hammer and see if it's gonna pop loose. Little hammer first. Ah! Am I missing something? Okay, more drastic steps needed. I'm gonna throw some lubricant in here. I imagine there's some corrosion that's bonding these two metals together. This is aluminum, and that hub back there is steel. With some skeets here. Okay, one more attempt with the littler hammer. Not working. Bigger hammer. The trouble is this wheel is steel, so I can't hit the wheel. Ah! Did it move? I think it moved. It did. It did move. It did move. Yeah. Good. Oh! Dong, ding, bang, bong. All right, yeah, that moved. I'm gonna go around the front side and hit it from the other angle there. It's backing. This is why tire guys don't like working on tires. 2/10 of an hour for flat repair. It did move. Totally moved. It's a lot of work. One more time. Oh, goody. I win. Wow. Not okay. Time for a lunch break. I'm tired. Yeah. Come on, you heavy piece of junk. There we go. Whoop. Now, where's that hole at? Looking for a hole in a tire. There it is. I think there's a plug in it. And that's all we got. Okay, let's go to the minivan, load this thing up, take it to the actual tire professionals. Okie dokes, let's load this thing up in the miniature van. We're gonna take it down the road to the actual tire shop and get them to do the repair on this thing. Dave's in there servicing the truck. We're doing an oil change on it and all the fluids and royal flush activities. That way the thing is ready for race season. Open. There we go. Ah, some more gloves. These are my grip tensity gloves. I have not told you guys about my gloves yet. They're available in the merch store. They're really good gloves, but I'll get around to promoing the gloves later on after we're done destroying the entire world's supply of brake clean. That's right, I've been wholesaling American-made brake parts cleaner, not watered down from China. I made mention of it the other day, and folks were like, "Hey Ray, sorry, so-and-so auto parts store has you beat on the price point per case," because they were paying like 41 per case, and I'm selling them for like 44, 45 per case, something like that. And I said, well, you know, I realize you're buying it a little bit cheaper. Dogs are in here. But the issue is a lot of those discount brake cleans, they're watered down very heavily, where mine is not. it's got the appropriate amount of acetone, hexane, and benzane, and propane, and butane, and all those other tanes. I added a couple tanes in there, but you guys get the point. There's no water. Okie dokes, I dropped the tire off over here at the big truck tire joint. They're gonna get it fixed up for us. In the meantime, I'm gonna go back and see what I can see on the Duramax. I think it needs a brake job, which I won't be able to do today. It's got floating hubs in the rear, and we have to change out the two-piece wheel seal in order to do a proper brake job on that truck. So let's go do the inspection on it. Like I said earlier, Dave is in there doing some fluid services on it, and I guess we're gonna go from there. Laura, what you doing in there, darling?
Hi. It was high up to get here.
Was it? Yeah, did you need a ladder?
Mileage.
What's the mileage? Oh yeah, I gotta get that mileage for the fellas here. What do we got?
I don't know.
Oh, the hood's open.
I don't think it'll...
Oh, here, you gotta push the informational selection button over here on the dash. There you go. How about 94,892 miles?
No, 812.
On the odometer.
Dyslexic.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, 94,812 miles. I'm not dyslexic, I'm just old. Stop it. This is a new development. It's after COVID brain.
Yeah, look how high up that is. That was fun to get up.
Jump. Oh, wow, it is up there. You gotta like... You okay?
Yeah,
Wow, that was impressive. All right, well anyway, so I had the scan tool in there. We're back at the shop, clearly. We're doing clerical work. I don't know, go back and check. You can climb back in. Anyway, so I had the scan tool in there. We had a couple codes going. There's two codes that are somewhat concerning. There's a P2500 and some change, talking about ECM power relay circuit, a P2600 and some change, and that had something to do with like shutdown timer or whatever on the ECM/PCM. I'm gonna do some relay swaps on it, and then we're gonna clear out and not worry about those and the code. So what I'm gonna do is probably replace some relays. One of the potential causes for the ECM code is a relay error, or a relay with high resistance. So I'm probably going to change out a relay, and then we're going to clear it and see if that 2600 or 2500 code comes back, and then we can diagnose that thoroughly. I don't have enough time with this truck right now to really dig into it, so we're going to go after the low-hanging fruit first, and then plan for the more complicated endeavors. So as I was mentioning low-hanging fruit, we also saw that glow plug resistance code. Those are fairly common. Don't want to lose that, don't have a bunch of them. Those are fairly common. It's more than likely a faulty glow plug on cylinder number 6, which is on driver's side of the engine, 3rd cylinder back from the front. So we're gonna pull this fender liner out of here, and I'm gonna slap a glow plug in it real fast. That's how you get a flat tire. Okay, let's peel this fender liner back, get her out of the way here, and look, there's a Duramax. Kinda, it's in there somewhere. You can see it back behind all this rigmarole. Okay, going in a little deeper light with some illuminations. We're trying to find cylinder 6 glow plug, and I believe that one right there in the back, that one right there, that's number 8 glow plug, which means that right there, gravity, should be number 6 glow plug. So let's pull that plug out of there. We'll throw some power and ground on it and test it out. Got a flashlight, made it pretty far. Flip it over here, Dave. Thank you, sir. Oh yeah. He's over there pulling a fuel filter. Let's see, 2, 4, no, that's 6. That one right there is 6, and then 8 is in the back. So we need that one right there. So I need, looks like an 8mm, an extension, and an 11mm. And dig that plug out of there. Yeah, there she is. No, Dave, that fuel filter is on the way. It's been hors d'oeuvred. Coming back with an extension to get a hold of that fastener right there. See that? You guys really can't see much of anything. There's all kinds of stuff in the... Ah, ha, ha, you fell down. There's stuff in the way here. Yeah, that's what I need. So we have to take the wire off the glow plug. For the uninitiated, glow plugs are similar to a spark plug. They protrude into the combustion chamber. The idea behind the glow plug is that since diesels are a compression ignition engine, it requires heat to cause the spontaneous combustion of the fuel-air mixture. Okay, I see it, it dropped. And on a cold start or even like a regular kind of day, you want some heat inside of the cylinders before you do the injection to help with the combustion starting process. Let's run that guy down in there, get a hold of the plug, and we're on it. So typically on a diesel, when you turn on the key, you'll see a wait to start if the engine's not at temperature. That wait to start, oh, come off of there. That's your glow plugs fired up and come off, and they're heating the chambers. Oh, when we get this bad boy out, I'll show you what the deal is. I think I need a longer ratchet. Need more leverages. There, longer ratchets for more leverages. Let's try this. See what happens next here. There we go. I just got stabbed in the leg. I was down here and the wheel stabbed me. When that broke loose, that kind of reverberated, and I've been stabbed by Sierra. So anyway, glow plug's coming out. So yeah, we'll throw some power and ground on this just to test it and make sure it is in fact inoperable. We either have a faulty plug, which is remarkably likely, or we have a faulty control module, which is also remarkably likely. And since time's of the essence here, I'm just gonna chuck this plug in here. We need to speed this up some. Begin ratcheting faster. In there pretty deep. It doesn't want to come out. Here, we will utilize a tool to help with the grip necessary to extract. Okay, the end of it did not break off inside of the combustion chamber. That's good. Now, there is a problem here. I couldn't get that out because there was carbon hanging out here on the tip. And the issue is that carbon will migrate into the bore hole in the head where this tip goes. And if you don't clean that out, you gotta put your new glow plug inside of it, and it breaks off the tip, then the tip falls into the combustion chamber and then destroys your engine. So I need to make sure I decarbon everything inside of there. We'll go in there with like a little pick or something and just kind of ream it out. They do actually make reamers for this specific engine for this purpose. I don't have one. Do not possess said reamer, but I can figure out something to make it work. So anyway, let's energize this thing and see if it's gonna light off or not. If we connect power here, we should get a very bright cherry red glowing plug at the end of this. So let's see what it's gonna do. Making connection, and we have a failed glow plug. Yeah, that should be lighting off, and it's not doing anything. We have power. Okay. Diagnosis complete. Needs one replacement glow plug. So let's find something to jam into the hole here, clean out the carbons, and then we'll throw the new one in, fire it back up, clear the code, all that good stuff. All right, there's our singular unit. One plug. Now, those of you guys have been following the channel for a while, you'll know that I like to change these guys out in sets, similar to an actual spark plug. But again, this is a time of the essence kind of situation, and I'm changing this one out because I need to get the codes out of ECM so I can track down those P25 and 26XX codes. Here, what we'll do, take this wire coat hanger, give it a snip, give it another snip right here, And now we have a glow plug hole cleaning up tool device right there. So with our newly formed reaming tool device, we'll just kind of probe it down in that hole right there. Just poke around, make sure there's no carbon obstructions or whatever's. I know you guys can barely see what's going down in there. So we're in the chamber. I'm just running this tool around that hole. Like I said, they make reamers for this. I don't have one. So we're just gonna ream it with a coat hanger. There we go. Okay, blue blowgun to the rescue. We're gonna go in, just blast that hole out. Loud noises. Blasting complete. Excellent. So now, take our new plug, fish it on in here. Hang on, let's see how we're gonna do this. Gotta be very, very careful. I can't reach. Okay. Gotta be very, very careful. The tip is fragile. Okay, that's in. Good. I felt the tip go in. So now we just gotta bottom it out. Make sure it's tight to our satisfaction. There we go. A little bit of torque. Click. Okay, that's in. Put back my socket. Uh-oh, socket's stuck. There we go. Now it's unstuck. Nice. Okay, let's find that wire. It didn't go far. I can't reach. I can't get my hand in there. I can see so clearly, but there's so many things in the way. I just can't get to it. There we go. Cable's on, and the nut. The nut is on. The pliers coming in very carefully. Right there. Uh-oh. Come on, thread up, please. Ooh! Okay, that's not working. Gonna have to do that the manual way. I just gotta shove my flange in there somehow. Let's see here. I'm totally gonna drop this. Yeah, I can't reach. Okay, new strategy. Let's put this inside of the socket, then use the extension gravity to send it in. Here we go, strategy. Right there. That ought to do it. Steady, steady, and no one can see. Caption, we're on the stud. Let's give her a twist. Becoming tight. Right there. Got it. Okay. Glow plug installation is now complete. Okay, next I'm seeking a 13 millimeter.
Manually pump it, I guess.
Oh, the filter. Yeah, I grabbed the wrench to crack the bleeder open on them, and figured I'd come over here and do that real quick. Dave just threw a fuel filter in this thing. All right, going into the top of this fuel filter. We got a new one in there. It's a AC Delco GM filter assembly. What we need to do is bleed the air out of this thing. So if you look right here at the top, see that little bolt thing right there? That's a plastic bleeder valve. So what we need to do is crack this guy open so that way it can vent. And then in the center, loud Justin noises, in the center we're gonna pump this plunger right here, and that's going to start pulling fuel into the filter. And once we start getting fuel up here at this vent valve, then we know all the air is purged out, then we can safely run the engine again. Let's get that guy cracked open. Now, folks will come in here with a big screwdriver and try to take that off, and it breaks it off when you try to do that. It's not really designed for screwdriver action. Start giving it some pumps. Pump it up. Feeling some pressure. I don't think the vent hole is open yet. All right, now I need the screwdriver. We got it loose with the wrench. There's one. We can drive it with the screwdriver. You hear that air purging out? Keep doing it here. Come on. Show me the diesel. Also, you can take that screw out completely, put a vacuum hose on it, and just suction all the air and fuel out until you run out of air. This is the long way of doing it. There we go. There's our fuel. Okay, so watch this. What we do, I'm gonna close this little vent a little bit. We're gonna pump this up to get some pressure out of it. There we go. Yeah. Crack it open again. I think we're all set here. No more air. Good to go. Tighten that guy back up. We'll take the little wrench. Again, these are plastic, so don't torque the daylights out of it. You can get replacements from Dorman. They're brass. I don't seem to have any nearby, or if I do, I can't locate them. But if I had the brass one, I'd have thrown it in there. But I seem to not have the brass one. I might have sold them all. So any Hoosers, let's get this guy back in position here. Intake, ducting, and tubing. Get on there. Please get on there. There. Good. Let's make it tight. And this guy down there. Good. Okay. Yep. Hit the key and fire this thing up. Check it for leaks. And we'll clear those codes out and check for that glow plug code as well. Key on. Beginning engine starting sequence now. So far so good. We replaced glow plug number 6 for resistance out of range on the circuit. You can see that. Engine control relay feedback circuit. So a feedback circuit, that's a voltage going to the ECM/PCM to determine the state of the relay. That feedback circuit is not telling the ECM what it wants to know. And the 2610 control module ignition off timer performance. Never saw that one before. That's that requires some diag on it. There's a fairly lengthy diag tree. On the list of possible outcomes, and the most probable is a failed circuit within the ECM itself. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look into that relay feedback circuit later on, and if I find anything where maybe a bad relay, maybe it's just a worn out relay, you can get like fretting on the contact points for the relays. Anyway, regardless, what I'm doing right now is we're going to clear these codes. We're going to check for that glow plug code, make sure that that's gone, and then we can pick up on the other stuff at a future date. Clear codes now, please. There we go. Clearing. Do it with the engine on. I don't care. Light turns off. Good to go. Okay, so with the code's cleared, let's go ahead and shut her down. Power off. I'm going to restart. And that light stays off. That's good. That's what we want to see. Continuing, let's just go in, see if there's a pending code. And I think not, nothing yet. Let's see if there's a self-check option for the glow plugs, since we did put in a component for a repair. Let's go functional test. Output controls, perhaps. Pilot injection, no. DPF filter test, no. You know what, real quick, cylinder power balance. I said I'd look at this for the guy, for my customer. I want to see if it's got any injector problems. That's not the right one. Power balance. I'm looking for injector quantity adjustments. Output controls, pilot injection balance procedure, maybe in there. I think this is the wrong menu as well. Pull up PID lifts, no graphs. I don't see an injector quantity adjustment here. Oop, we need some def. Reductant level is low. Gotta put some def in this bad boy. Okay, I have no IQAs in this menu. Getting off track as well, just a slight little bit. Oh, I found them. I found what I wanted. Balancing rates per cylinders in cubic millimeters. That's the adjustment in millimeters cubed that the ECM adjusts each individual cylinder to maintain a smooth idle. You can use this information to determine if you've got an injector that's over-fueling or under-fueling. And if we take a look, we're all hovering super close to zero. This is a fantastic set of fuel injectors in here. That's good news. Excellent. So, injectors are good. That's the side quest that I said I'd look into. That part is done. I cannot seem to locate a command to turn on and self-check our glow plug menu or a glow plug control module. Perhaps I should be looking in GPCM and not in ECM. So let's see if I have a glow plug module in my list. Yep, here we go, right there, glow plug control module. Let's get in there and see if we can't actuate those just to verify that they're functioning. That didn't come out right. As designed. Output controls, reductant heater, no. Glow plugs, yep. Oh, you saw that? It said grid heater or intake heater. It's got a heater to heat up the air charge coming into the engine and the intake tube. There's also a heater to heat up the combustion chambers individually. So got an option to actuate glow plugs. Let's go ahead and turn them on. Plugs are on, 3.2 volts. Here's our resistance values of the circuits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. About half an ohm. I almost said amp. I wish I would have checked this beforehand so we could have verified that number 6 was out of range. Actually, we still can. Put a multimeter on the plug itself. We'll see what it does. Yeah, let's just check it with the meter. We're gonna go to resistance, measure it in ohms. Gonna self-check the cables here, 3.1 ohms. So if 2.8 now. So we should see more than a half ohm resistance here. I don't think that's correct. It's not what we're looking for. 35 ohms, yeah. Nope, we're looking for half an ohm. Half an ohm would be great. 35 ohms is not great. Yeah, see, 3.5, it's just the case. Then if we go from the case ground to the actual element, which is on the other side here, if you make that connection on the circuit, yeah, we're a little out of range. 26, 30 ohms, something like that. So yeah, that confirms it. That's a kill. This thing's junk. It didn't light off. It's out of range. The ECM said it was out of range. Junk. Fail. Almost made it. All right, folks, so here's the dealio. I just got a phone call from the tire shop with the flat. They are ready for me to come and pick it up. So I'm gonna run jet back across town and go fetch the tire. That way we can get this business back together. Kind of a recap on this truck. We did a full fluid exchange on everything made out of petroleum products. We got after the fuel filter on this, fixed the glow plug, and I'm gonna put in a couple PCM power relays before we ship it out of the door, located in the fuse block over here, just to make sure that we don't see any of those P2000 codes again. If we do see them, then I'll spend the time to go through the diag tree, but it's kind of a non-issue at this current point in time. So guys, I'm gonna go fetch my tire. I think at this point would be a good time to close this video out. You've got the gist of what we've done so far in this particular behemoth of a truck. Let me know what you think about that thing in the comment section down below. Do not forget to engage that like button while you're down there. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you wanna see more future content like this. See you guys later in a video, in a day, in a transmission. Thank you for watching. Party over. Auf Wiedersehen. Guten Tag. Goodbye. Au revoir. Fin.